first Star Wars movie I saw was A New Hope, of course. When I was a little kid, I was at my sister's boyfriend's house, and we were watching the original trilogy. I was raised in this small town, and we had a tiny little theater, and they had brought the original trilogy to that theater, so I got to see the Star Wars films in the theater like the way it was meant to be seen, so that was pretty awesome. I liked Hoth as a little kid. Hoth. Luke and his lightsaber, and it was super snowy, and the I don't know what they were called, the little fighters that came in over the hills. So, I don't know, it was all about the lightsabers. Lightsabers were cool as a little kid, you know what I mean? I think that's what brought you in. And the Force, of course. I did a tattoo of Han Solo because he's one of the best characters in Star Wars. She won a contest, and it was between Han Solo or Boba Fett. And Han Solo reigned supreme. He's got sweet hair, and I'm rather jealous. I've done a couple Princess Leia tattoos that I've liked a lot. I mean, she's a great character. I've done a Grievous tattoo, I've done a couple Hans. I've done a lot of characters. Darth Vader's always good, but I think one of the Princess Leia ones I did, this big black and white one on this guy's, on this girl's thigh, I'm sorry, was one of my favorites. I don't think I've tattooed a Boba Fett yet, surprisingly. He's one of my favorite characters, and I'm pretty sure I have not. I've done one, I started one on fake skin, but I never finished it. And C-3PO. I want to do a C-3PO too. I do appreciate Episode 3 a lot, which I wouldn't think so, but Episode 3 was so good, it just really showed Anakin and his turning into Darth Vader and his true hate. When he had his limbs cut off and he was sitting there next to the lava, and he was telling Ben how much he hated him, you know? You know, he had the red fire in his eyes, and it was, you could tell he really meant that. Another good one was Rogue One. Rogue One was one of my favorite Star Wars stories. It was such a good, tie-in from the original New Hope film. And when Darth Vader came in, the end of that movie was killer. You know, it was one of the best scenes, I think. My favorite Star Wars character might be Jar Jar Binks. Maybe. Only because he truly is a Sith Lord. I'm 80% sure. If you're familiar with the story, which I'm not super 100% sure, so I can't share the story with you, but if you watch all the movies, you notice things about him that seem rather Sith-like, you know, when he jumps down from places and he tricks people into certain things, and he knows all these acrobatic moves that you shouldn't know, you know? Other than that, Boba Fett's awesome, Han Solo is amazing. Of course, I like the original characters.